Hey! What's the show? Podcast. I'm Dave Toppy, and that was our little new intro that we had. We got Tim Page here. Whoa. And Kevin McNichols. They're both gay.
It's overpowering.
We brought the song down a lot. We're still while we're playing this fucking show. This is terrible. How about we'll fix the audio? You're both gay. Both gay.
They're both gay.
My opponent's gay.
My opponent's gay.
Yeah, I love that one.
I'll never get old. You know what? I need to go through. I need to figure out what Kevin's doing with AI stuff, and I'm gonna get enough of Shane Gillis doing Trump, and then have Kevin's gay.
That's not a bad idea.
So
Perfect.
only thing is, I don't know how. I know there's programs where you can do that, like
Yeah,
mess with.
that's what I want to
voices.
do.
Because I remember there was one where somebody did like a whole Jordan Peterson thing.
Dude, Neil
It's getting
Brennan.
so much more. It's getting so much.
Neil
better
Brennan
now, too.
did. Oh God, what is his name? Bert Kreischer.
Really?
And he made him say absolutely fucked up things. he went on Two Bears One Cave, and Bert was gone, so it was just him and Tom hosting. And he's like, "So Tom, I brought you these things." And he started playing all these Bert Kreischer drops that he made on AI, saying like things like, "Oh, Hitler was right," things like that. It's just fucking great. So yeah, AI can do a lot of fun stuff. It's gonna get us into wars.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the part
It's
that
gonna
I'm
get
waiting
people
for.
busted for crimes they didn't do.
I'm confused though. Is why not ask it cures for shit? If it's so smart, why not? Hey, can
Because
we
that's
get
not fun.
can we get the cure for cancer, please?
'Cause
and
for-
they probably tell you, oh yeah,
Dude,
cancer.
that's
is gonna
not
fix it
fun.
with
I
this.
want to frame somebody for a fucking murder. That's
Tim-
what I want to do
See,
with it.
Tim's still going into the idea that computers are just fucking magic, because he thought that the computer was magic last week. Why can't you just do that? And it's like, no, that part won't work. But no, the AI is not magic like that.
Well, with all the information that it has access to, you think it'd be able to figure it out.
It has access to the information we have. It doesn't have
Yeah, it has
information we don't have.
The ability to compile it better than we can
Well, what will happen?
and
though-
access it.
So right now is probably the wrong time to ask it things like that, because it's going to be like, yeah, just cut his arm off. You know, it'll say things like that, dude.
If it works, why not?
Dude, AI was
Just the most direct
Google,
Cut the cancer
was
out.
was it Google? I think it, or was it Twitter? No, Google had an AI bot at one point, and went on Twitter for a day and became anti-Semitic.
I think I remember that. We had a
I
conversation
heard about that.
Yeah.
Yes. So, no, on whatever you just
humanity
I'm
is
saying it.
What we need though is
Humanity's not a good
we
thing
need
for
we
AIs.
need for like generation 3 and 4 of AI before shit like that's gonna
Start
be good.
solving world problems
Well,
instead of causing
so
them.
the way the way I've seen it explained on like what was it, like the History Channel had some stuff for like doomsday stuff, but they were talking about how AI would actually in like its first iteration be like a few years ahead of humans, right? It would basically go through 10,000 years of our experience in like 2 years or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that,
what I
right?
mean.
But it's still just to catch up with us. But once it catches up with us, then it's cyclical, where in another 2 years it'll be 1,000 years ahead of us.
Right. Yeah.
And then another 2 years after that, it'll be 10,000 years ahead of us. And it'll just be like, at some point, yes, we can get AI to just solve all of our fucking problems.
For sure.
AI, build me a house.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Print me a
asking.
house.
Well,
I'm actually asking.
Yeah.
And then
I
there's
need it.
also like Elon Musk talked about how, like, let's say the AI decided one day they wanted to get rid of us. Well, we could sit there,
I think it already has.
probably, but we
Well,
we could sit there and come up with all these plans to try to stop it. And within seconds, it will have come up with defenses and counterattacks
Well,
for every
not just
single
that.
one of those.
You got to
things.
remember that it's going to have contingencies built in immediately.
Yeah,
Because it's
like-
going to go,
For sure.
oh, humans are going to do this, so I'm going to do this.
What was it called?
Yeah.
War Games with Matthew Broderick?
Yeah,
That's
except that
s-
AI
yeah.
is going to fucking be like, no, there's no more wars because you're my slaves.
Right. You are my servants.
Yeah.
You build what I tell you
It's
to
funny.
build.
We made it to help us,
And
and
you
we
will-
will be slaves to it.
You will live in the pods and eat the bugs.
So that was the
We might already
Johnny
be there.
Depp movie then. That was the one where it was
Oh, Transcendence?
Transcendence,
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember that one. Where he ends up like merging with the AI or something like that.
Yeah,
and
well,
then
it was postulated.
See, I want
that
it more like-
became- that he was dead and AI was was him.
I want it-
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long
I
time.
want it to
since
be
I saw
more like Upgrade.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
a
yeah.
cool one, right?
So
Upgrade's
I could
good.
just be like, oh, you just implanted this thing in me, and now I'm a super soldier.
Yeah. That was-
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Do you give me permission to take over your body?
Yeah, go ahead. Beat the fuck out of these 16 people in this room.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
That was a cool movie.
That was a really cool
Completely
movie.
underrated too. Like
Yeah.
it went under the radar for the
And
longest
it's funny.
time.
It's the guy that people go, oh, isn't that Tom Hardy? It's like, no. It's a
No.
guy that kind of vaguely looks
Yeah.
like him.
He's been in a couple.
He,
has.
he's the guy that was in
I think he's a good
Prometheus.
actor.
Yeah, he was in Prometheus. He ends up. He's like the first guy I think that gets infected
the
by
boyfriend
the
or
black
whatever
stuff.
the-
Yeah, the
yeah.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He ends up putting it in his wine.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Fucking David.
Just a little dry.
It wasn't wine. It was scotch, but that's fine.
Scotch.
Oh, was it
whatever.
Scotch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was. Scotch.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just watched that too.
It's a
I
good
should know
movie.
it.
Yeah.
I like the movie. Kevin hates it.
Well,
'cause
because
Kevin's a
it sticks
cunt.
to the actual aliens.
I have a lot of problems with it. It's,
Yeah.
and I'm not
Kevin
the
has
only
a lot
one.
of problems. He goes,
Dude,
I
there's
don't
a-
like entertainment.
No, it's not that.
I like to bitch.
There's a lot of people that don't like that fucking movie.
I like bitching, and I could be entertained by it.
Thing is when I watched, I did not know it was an alien movie until the very end. That's what.
That's
I
why
liked
it
about
was good.
Yeah, that's why I liked.
That
it.
was
Like,
one of the reasons why I liked
holy
it.
shit!
The other reason why and
The
actually
original
that one
script was better.
that one was that Prometheus that was that one? I thought that was Covenant that one was in.
Covenant came afterwards.
No, I know. I thought it was Covenant that he's in.
Oh, he's in both.
He's in both.
Fassbender?
No, the other guy.
No,
Oh,
he died. in
no, the
first
other
one.
guy's in Prometheus.
Was he in Prometheus?
Yeah,
Yeah, he died.
The
in
upgrade guy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the first
Yeah,
one
he-
that got infected.
Yeah, he gets infected.
we just got
they end up
done saying that, dude.
Yeah, don't they end up like fucking flamethrowing him and shit?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
just do it. Just
Yeah.
do
Fucking
it. Yeah.
what's her face goes out there. God damn it.
Charlie Theron.
Yes.
Yes. Eon
And
Flux.
look, I'm sorry. She's a great
That was a
actress
bad movie.
because
It was.
she's a great actress though because she fucking looked
Monster.
exactly like Aileen Wornos
Yeah.
in that movie. Exactly
Monster.
like her.
Yeah, dude,
And
she was
she
good in that
fucking
one, man.
like had the mannerisms down because I've watched Eileen Wornos' fucking
I
like
have
interviews
too.
and stuff.
The mullet
they're
was
so
unbelievable.
indistinguishable.
Oh yeah, it was magical.
They were so indistinguishable.
It was an
Hers-
uncomfortable movie, start to finish.
Yeah,
It
it was.
yeah, but it
uncomfortable
happened in
as fuck.
Florida, so who cares?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just her
Yeah.
murdering that old guy, and he's talking about his grandbabies just before she plugs him.
Yeah.
It's
but
like, Jesus.
she had a problem with men.
I don't doubt it, but man,
Oh no!
it's it was
And
a
she
sad
claimed
scene.
it was.
No,
'cause,
it's funny
you
that
know,
your voice cracked. I don't do it.
Of course,
Oh.
she
Well,
claimed.
Sounds
Isolate
exactly
that.
like
God
me, yeah.
damn it! I can't isolate it.
But yeah, she claimed that it was because she had been like raped horribly like years before or something like that. But
Right.
then she always tried
Yeah.
to say that all these men that she killed tried to rape her, which they.
Yeah,
Of
she
course, was not
tried.
true.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so you're a serial victim?
Yeah,
Wait a
essentially.
minute. Not a serial murderer. Serial
Poor
killer?
thing.
Ah,
Yeah,
whatever.
She's the victim.
Yeah, she's
Actually,
just-
some of those serial killer movies are actually pretty good. Some of them are
Yeah.
absolute shit.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, there was a Ted Bundy one that was pretty good.
Which one? Because there's like 7 Ted Bundys.
Yeah, it was. God, I'm trying to remember.
I
who played
I
him.
actually prefer most of the documentary stuff on Ted Bundy. 'cause
Yes, those are really
a
good.
lot of that stuff. First off, you're hearing it from Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
And this is the one thing that always people. Wow, he's so charming. Yeah, that's what fucking serial killers are. They're usually charming to start it,
Psychopaths.
and
man.
then what they do is they get you to go in unarmed.
Yep.
And I don't mean by you not having a weapon. I mean unarmed. You just let down your guard, and then all of a sudden you're now being strangled in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. They make you feel comfortable. They say
Yeah.
what they need to
Did
get
you see
you
that
in
one-
those compromising positions.
That
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds one called The Voices.
No.
No.
What I don't know what that one is.
Give
Give us a synopsis.
He's a murderer as well in this one, but he works at like some place, I don't know, just some factory, and some other chicks are digging on him because he's handsome, right?
Yeah.
And so like he has a crush on this one gal, and they start hanging out, and she finds out he's a fucking creep, and he thinks he's still like it's basically it puts you on his side the whole time.
Yeah.
Like when it shows his apartment, it's pristine and clean, but the actual apartment is like covered in dog shit and
Oh, so it's showing you his vision of
his
himself.
view of everything.
That's
like
a
when he was-
narcissistic thing
Like when
right
he's
there.
murdering this girl,
That's
like,
what real
he's
narcissism
seeing
is. Tim.
flowers in her chest, and her head can talk to him in his fridge, and she's still beautiful and all that.
Well,
And his dog talks to him, and his cat talks to
Okay,
him.
now you're taking it too far.
Well, the thing is, it's his voice.
No, I get that, but now it's going too far. I liked it better when he had this vision of himself, like this perfect guy.
Yeah.
But then now you're adding in the talk. I'm not saying you. They added in the talking and all that. That to me is
Yeah.
like, I don't. I mean, I get it. Yes, people can be that delusional or that
Right.
fucking crazy, But if you're going down like the serial killer aspect of it, I think there's a lot of narcissism mixed with psychopathy.
Right.
And I'm trying to think of the other one that would be.
But I had a pretty good cast too. I thought it was. A good one.
It sounds interesting.
Anna
Sociopathy.
Kendrick was in it.
Sociopathy, but psychopathy and sociopathy, I think, are very, very similar and almost
They have a
intertwined.
lot.
They
of
might
tons
actually
of similarities.
basically be the same thing because I think that there's debate on that.
I think there is too.
So,
And I mean, you know, like I think that's one of those things where you'd need a psychiatrist or psychologist to really break down the differences.
well, I mean, I've dealt with people that had what is it? Not bipolar. I mean, I'm sure I've dealt with that, but borderline personality. That is a fucked up one. Do you know what that one does?
I don't know all the details.
So borderline
but
personality.
I'm sure I've met people like that in my life.
So borderline personality is one of those that like someone will treat someone like absolute fucking garbage, and then when they go to leave, they're like the best person in the world. You know what I mean? Like they just do it. It's a cycle of doing that. Now that's not all of it. There's a ton more.
Yeah,
but I mean that's one of the patterns that seems to emerge every time in that. And you know I've dealt with people like that, and it's like, yeah, now I just gotta cut you out at some point because that's just crazy. I can't keep going through that shit. I don't think people should go through that shit.
No, and that just
Shut up,
generates
Kevin. Fuck you.
See right there.
Well, that was rude.
Generates an abusive relationship.
I figured it would play into the whole thing we were talking about.
You guys are kind of twinning today, looking at the camera.
I know. He's wearing a fucking fatter version of a gray shirt that I'm wearing.
Yeah, well,
That's
yours
true.
Your shirts are always so overwashed. Like they look like they're
No,
30
this one's
years
not.
old.
This is exactly how this one was when I got it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
What,
it's-
like 30 years ago?
No, it's
Because it's got holes in it. and
Oh,
everything,
it's
bud.
supposed to look like a
It's
vintage
the- yeah, the
T-shirt from Fender.
Aged.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's
So
what
you spent money on something that has
I didn't
holes?
buy it. I think my mom got it for Christmas.
Aw.
I don't even have well, I do technically have a Fender. I've got but it's a Fender Squire, so it's not real. You know what I mean?
I don't.
Well, it's like having
What
an
is that?
Epiphone Les Paul.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not a
know
real
what
Les
that
Paul.
means.
A Gibson Les Paul
Is
is a
that
real
like
Les Paul.
a basketball or something like that? Or?
You know guitars, you fucking retard.
Oh, it's a guitar.
Fender. Jesus Christ. Now you're being.
Like a car?
Yeah, like
Like the fender of a car?
like hi, I'm Tim. I'm a moron today because I'm trying to play into this stupid fucking thing.
I'm not playing
No,
stupid.
it's cool.
My opponent's gay.
Hey,
That's you. You're my opponent.
we're not having an argument here. So
They're
there's
both gay.
solves
damn
things
it.
a lot easier, too. Yeah.
Wow. Kevin knows 2 buttons on that.
Two
It's the
buttons.
best way to derail the show, too. You just stop arguing and shit. That's way too loud.
Woo!
That is
What
ridiculous.
about this clap?
I'll bring it down.
Yeah, that's good. They're both the same. Well, no, that's more like rain.
Yeah.
I know
it
this
is
one
more
does sound
rain.
like rain.
It's a rain stick. It works better when your body goes with it, too. That was
I
really
kind of
well.
moved
You
it.
act that out.
I tried to.
Baby
It
Billy's
wasn't much.
Baba
Who's
Bonkers.
that now? Baby
Baby
Billy.
Billy's Baba Bonkers.
I still wish you had the one that I just found. That's hilarious. That fucking the one that Tim was playing earlier. Oh, you're gonna do it?
Why not,
Here
dude?
we go. Here
Let's
we go.
see if we can actually get it.
Yeah.
Which one do I have to be on?
It has to be on that one there. And no. Yeah. And turn the other one has to be completely off. And we'll see if that records or not. I
There
doubt
is
it.
no completely off on it.
Oh, is it?
No.
I don't see any light on it right now.
These lights are on. That's
Oh.
There's never a completely off.
All right.
It
Well,
just can't be on either of
I'll
these
pull it
two.
up and see if that.
Well, let's see if it works.
That's from.
No, I just was watching reels and found this pretty funny courtroom thing.
Hopefully, this is the one.
Yeah, we'll see if it works. Who knows if it'll even play? Remember, I think it recorded, but you couldn't hear on the opposite end.
Yeah, that was the issue that we were having.
So we couldn't take a phone call right now, which is
No.
kind of. I mean, it
No,
sucks, but
it's not going to work.
it's not
it's not gonna work because why?
Because when I click it,
It's
it doesn't go to that reel.
Oh,
Oh.
We
don't.
haven't done anything.
Yeah, it is.
We're
Oh,
a
yeah.
totally
It finally did,
peaceful
actually.
racist group.
Hey, why don't you talk
play it again.
How?
Play it again. You just hit
we
pause.
haven't done
There
anything.
oh, there we go.
We're a totally peaceful racist group.
So there's this dude in a courthouse.
I like his lisp.
We're a totally peaceful racist
He was
group.
like, oh shit.
Well, there's this dude.
just
It
outed
looks
himself.
like he's in a courthouse or some sort of like
Probably a public hearing.
Well, yeah, or like a city council meeting
Yeah.
or something like
Uh-huh.
that. But he's up there like, I don't know if he misspoke and he didn't mean to say that.
I'm sure he misspoke.
Who knows?
Or he was just
He was
telling.
extremely.
There's been
He
some people that
misspoke, but it was honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's been people that have actually gone in and said, "No, our group's super racist."
Well, yeah. Then when Sacha Baron Cohen went to that one city and said we're going to put mosques in your city, And they're like, no, we're not going to do that. I was like, no, I'm not saying you guys are racist. One guy's like, no, I'm racist, and I don't want Muslims in this city. And the black people are lucky to be in this town. Like, it was fucking wild this whole time.
That's from oh fuck.
What was that? This Is America?
Yeah,
or whatever?
This Is America.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
he's got
man.
some funny shit.
Dude,
in that,
his
man.
O.J. Simpson one is so good because at the end it's almost like that Robert Durst.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys watch any of that?
I watched the first episode that Jinxed, and it was
So you finally
really
started
good.
watching
Yeah, I
it.
started watching it. I
You-
haven't gotten to the second.
You
one
gotta
yet.
watch that.
What's it
The
called?
Jinx.
The Jinx.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's so fucking
It
good.
is crazy, man. Dude, looking at that guy's eyes, man, he looks.
It's
like
wild
a killer,
too,
dude.
like because you just watch it and you go, "How did they not connect some of these dots
yeah,
before?" It took an investigative journalist that was just trying to make a documentary to fucking solve the case.
yeah. It blows my fucking mind that people. I mean, like all the
And it's a
shit
case-
that he was doing, like
It's a case that goes from New York State all the way to fucking Los Angeles, California.
yeah, and I mean, it's like he was doing such bizarre shit, like going to hotels and places under different names,
Dressed as a woman.
dressed as a woman,
Yeah.
like you know. He got
I mean,
in
back
the
then
park-
it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird back then too, but like
No,
he
no,
would-
it's not now, Kevin. Stop it.
Oh,
You're gonna get us
still.
canceled.
he's we're already canceled, but he got an apartment pretending to be a woman, and then you know the people that lived there in the other rooms were like, well, we never saw the woman really after that, but
Because
this
he
man
murdered
would,
her.
this man would come in all the time, and yeah, so he would do all this weird shit.
And that's just the first episode.
That's the first episode.
Just wait
yeah.
and that's because that's the first like murder that he got away with, and I think that's the one that he could never be tried for again because he
the
got
wife,
acquitted.
Well, there was his wife. That was the one
Yes,
he got
but that was
acquitted,
a missing.
right?
So
Okay.
because they never found her body or anything, they never really had a case. Just that he was missing and he was kind of a suspect or person of interest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not technically a suspect
I'm
at
not
the
gonna
moment.
be watching this.
Well-
It's HBO Max or Hulu.
It's fucking great,
yeah,
dude.
it's
I'm not
it's
starting
really
a
good.
subscription for
Well,
one
and like
show.
another weird
There's
part
a lot of
is,
good shit
is
on HBO.
where you know
Oh,
the
Amazon
lady,
Prime has it.
the lady that owned
There you go. Watch it.
well, the lady that owned
No.
the house that
It's
him and
fucking
his
great.
wife used to live in. He went to the dock and was just staring off into space for like a long period of time. And she came over and was
crazy
trying to find
thing
out what
is
was going on, and he just
He's
left
like
without saying a word.
I don't know what the guy does because he's like the he's basically a nepo baby essentially.
That's exactly what
right.
it is. Yeah.
So he's just a trust fund kid essentially.
yeah.
Right. So his parents were super fucking wealthy.
Yeah, they owned a
They-
bunch of.
Was it real estate businesses?
Yeah, it was a real estate business, and then they also owned a bunch of properties like in Times Square
so
and
real
all these
estate
other
business.
places. But like, well, it wasn't just that though. They did
Well,
other
wait.
shit.
When you say real
Their
estate,
main
does that mean
company.
that
Like properties?
They own properties in certain spots.
Yeah, but it wasn't just that.
Kevin, didn't you
So
just
do
say
they
that?
Do they own like residents as well, or just properties?
No, they were office buildings and
They're
shit.
both gay.
I swear, if you knock that drink over, you almost did, dude.
Oh no.
Oh. All right, let's get you. You're done.
You're done.
You cut you off.
Oh, you're gonna cut me off of water?
You're done, dude.
What a
You
piece
had
of
But
shit.
anyway,
way too much.
so
Too much water, man. I'm
So
fucking
it's all
ODing on
jittery.
water.
So
fucking
basically, this guy
chit-chatty.
he I guess worked at the company for a short time here and there and had like different job titles, but then he just kind of went off and did his own thing after that, and the family like
Yeah,
really
he just
doesn't know
had
much
he
about
just had
him.
a trust fund and like,
Yeah.
had a ton of money.
It's like, what's his name from?
Also, did his mom go missing or something?
Oh,
Or
hi,
didn't
Mark.
he see his mom fucking
No,
die?
he saw his mom commit suicide.
That's what it was.
His dad brought him to the window because his mom's standing on the roof, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Say goodbye to mommy,"
Get
and
the
then
fuck
she
out,
fucking
dude.
jumps off and kills
Yes.
herself.
Oh my
That's
God.
fucking serious.
I'm
That
telling
was
you,
when he
you
was a
have
kid.
to watch. It's
It's a
fucking
documentary,
crazy.
or is
Yes,
it
it's
a-
a documentary.
Yeah,
So it shows his
No.
kid.
No,
No,
He's
what happened-
recalling the story.
yeah.
Oh, it's a story recalled by him.
Yes,
the
but
narcissist.
Yeah, he's definitely. Well, I don't know that he's a
Right.
He
Well,
might
I don't
be.
know.
I don't
No.
put any credence. to
He's
that
a-
story.
no, he-
It's a
it's
fucked
hard
up
to say
story,
what
but
the hell
No,
he
no,
is.
his mom did commit suicide.
Yeah, but I'm sure his
And he-
dad didn't put him up the window and say, "Hey,
no,
watch
but
your mom hang herself."
he did see it and his dad saw it. They were both
Yeah.
there when that happened.
No, she jumped off.
She
the
went out
roof.
onto the balcony of the roof,
Yeah.
or no, out
Or
onto the
something like
actual
that.
rooftop.
Yeah, yeah,
and then walked to the edge,
Yeah.
and they could see her,
and
she
his
just
dad
jumped
was like,
off.
"Hey, say goodbye to mommy."
Now
and then
that
she
part
jumped
might not
off.
have happened.
Yeah,
To
Maybe
say
not.
goodbye,
I
Yeah.
doubt
but
that.
him and his dad, they both saw it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he had a fucked
Well,
up childhood,
How
and
to fuck you
probably
up when you're a kid, right?
probably-
Did your mom kill herself.
probably essentially didn't have any consequences for anything in his life.
Oh, for sure.
Kind of like that guy that got off after he drove at like the age of 15 and killed a family of 4. Killed a family of 4.
Matthew Broderick?
A Texas dude. No, not that.
No.
Texas dude. He was like 15 years old, drove drunk after stealing his parents' car, and then fucking hit a family of 4, killed all 4 of them, and the judge said, the defense attorney said, well, he's got affluenza. He made this fucking new thing up. He's too affluent to understand consequences. He has too much money and privilege to understand what consequences are. So the judge was like, I agree. And you get 4 months probation or whatever it was.
Fucking crazy.
Well, I'll bet he was upset about that.
And then he
4 months probation.
Oh, I'm sure he was. He was like, well, this is the worst. This is the worst thing that could happen to anyone.
Wait till my
As he's
dad
fucking
hears
seeing the
this.
family over on the other side.
know, right?
No, we just did the worst thing to us.
Yeah.
You killed our family.
Right.
And
Jeez
then
Louise, dude.
that kid ended up going to like treatment out in California and doing something very similar. I think he got another DUI out in California after taking someone's
he's
car.
too affluent. That's not his fault.
That's the thing. It's like, dude, that's fucking crazy.
It really is crazy.
You know, but that's what money buys you in this country.
Yeah, it's not a fine.
It's
you,
like
oh, you
earlier-
lost your family?
a
Just
fee.
buy a new one.
Well, it's like we talked about OJ just earlier, and on like a couple episodes ago after he died. Same thing there. It's a money thing. It's not a race thing in this country. It's a money thing.
It's true.
It's always been about class.
Yes.
Always.
If you
Well,
have
yeah, look
tons
at
of money,
the Gaza, not Gaza.
yeah, Gaza. Let's
the
look at
gala
Gaza.
thing that's going on. That celebrity gala that was going on, where everyone's dressing up all pretty and all that shit.
Yeah, and then remember when AOC wore that "Eat the Rich"?
Yeah,
fucking-
yeah. It's like
but
you're
dress.
gonna eat yourself.
The
Yeah.
whole
It's like,
thing's being. I mean,
you're wearing that at a $5,000 a plate gala.
yeah.
they've got
Plate.
super rich, super fancy people wearing super expensive clothes, and then you've got protesters outside, saying, crying for Palestine.
Now, to the defense of
it's
the
just-
people wearing those clothes, 90% of those, I guarantee, are given to them by the
Oh,
company.
of course.
Because
Yeah,
it's,
they're not
it's a
buying-
promotion.
Yeah, you're going to model our clothes, and
Yeah,
here we're going to pay you.
no,
to
I'm
do
sure
it.
that there's a small percentage of people there, like 10% of them, that probably bought whatever they wore there. But there's like most of them, it's like, oh, you're going to be in front of a camera at some point.
It's like the Hunger
you're
Games,
wearing.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that whole thing of like, oh,
But I think
don't
that
pay attention to all the nasty shit going on outside.
Yeah.
We're rich and
It's
we have
Yes, this
money.
is-
all about
this is-
virtue signaling.
remember, let them eat cake,
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
and then
It's like-
everyone's going to be under a guillotine at some point.
Yeah.
well, that's what they're doing at colleges now. They're actually moving for the
Yeah, but the college
execution
shit is fucking
of
stupid.
their college owners or whatever they're called. The
deans?
The deans. Yeah, they want to execute the deans under a guillotine. What? They're actually fucking saying this.
Yeah,
They
I
held
mean, those
court-
are
they held
technically
a
actionable fucking
a
offenses.
faux court for one of their college deans and sentenced him to death.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? Bunch of college brats.
Well, that's the thing. That's just brats being brats, and then fucking maybe taking
It's
it
hilarious
just a
the way
little
that
too
they're
far.
going. Is they're saying, "Oh, we're going on a hunger strike."
Cool.
And-
Keep doing it.
I
Yeah,
remember
stop
listening to
eating.
the news. Yeah, the one guy's like,
I
you
can
know,
tell that there's
at
half
her
of you
weight,
that
she-
need to.
That'd probably be a good idea. You
Yeah.
know, so don't give in to their needs
You're like,
right now.
you're like, holy shit, she could last a year and a
You'll be
half.
doing her a favor, or them, they them. a
Yeah,
favor.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think it's
I don't
more
have
than a half of
I
them
don't have a
at this point.
Rolodex to fucking figure out
Yeah.
all these fucking nonsense
Zim
names.
Zim Garoo.
Well, I saw
Jiminy
one.
Cricket.
I saw one that was just insane. Like, just started fucking bringing up all these fucking pronouns and then adding in this other like, oh, dragon self,
Mother
and
of dragons.
Dragon
No,
self.
it wasn't mother of. It was like dragon self and
Oh my
dragon.
God, dude.
You know, like
Elf
dragon S or whatever the fuck they
Yeah.
added into it, and you're like, yeah, but you just feminized that. You just said she just in dragon fucking form. So you're just being stupid, is what it is.
Yeah.
at
You
this
just
point.
assume my gender.
And the other thing
The
that
dragon's gender.
well, the other thing that drives me nuts about the whole thing is like, gender and sex has never been a thing that we were like, no, they're separate
Yeah.
until recently, until somebody was like, you know what, I have an idea to divide us.
Well, biological sex and gender, yeah, those were hand in hand.
100%.
Yeah.
They were
In
built
fact,
into languages.
Now, check this
Yeah.
out. They still are.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you
they
go.
are.
Okay.
That's the
Absolutely.
other thing that's kind of funny.
It's, it's still the same fucking thing.
Yeah, but now we got people that are like, no, I know how to do gymnastics in my head.
Like the one interviewer, the guy was like, "What do you mean, like pregnant people? You mean mothers? Well, if you want to call them mothers, he's like, okay, well then I identify as a person who's right on this situation, and you have to respect that."
Yeah, no shit.
Look,
I've heard
that's why
people-
it devolves into just nonsense.
Yeah. Well, I've heard people call it the oppression Olympics.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it
that
is.
thought process.
It 100%. No. I have it worse than you.
Right. Exactly.
Well, that's the thing too. Where you're called an oppressor, or you're actually being violent.
Right.
against them for not honoring their.
That just happened in Minnesota. Minnesota.
They passed along Canada.
No, there's a Minnesota law that was just passed last summer, I think.
Get the fuck out. In the States now?
And the law that was passed, or no, they just added a new law onto it to bring it in even further. So if you misgender somebody, you can face up to a $10,000 fine for misgendering somebody. And I think so many days in jail or whatever, which is absolutely fucking it. First off, it's an unconstitutional law.
Of course it
is.
It's freedom of speech. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Yes, there's nothing in the Constitution that goes, and don't be offended.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you hear about what they did? They passed that bill where it's
I hope
like
it's the same thing I just said.
No, they made it to where
it's dumb.
anti-Semitism is like now
it's fine.
illegal and everything. And they did it at the I think it was the House or
See, that's the other thing.
Like
I don't think any look, I don't like racist.
No, I don't
but I
either.
don't think that their views should be illegal.
No, I agree. I think freedom
Because
of speech
you
is
can
the way it
start
should be.
turning anything into an argument to imprison other people when you
Sure.
start going down that road.
Exactly.
Well, that's the point, isn't it?
Look up that Minnesota law that just passed, because
Can you do it? I mean,
it should be able to be found on here.
I got to figure out how he does this.
What?
Pulling up the screen.
Oh yeah, I want to here now. Wait. You look it up too, and I want to see who gets there first, because Kevin will type in the dumbest shit in order to fucking find it, like that mother thing.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Nope, that's not a health bill.
No,
that might be it. House passes bill to establish Minnesota as trans refugee
Well,
state.
that one.
that's the we
Let's
have
see.
that up here actually.
Legislative update. Minnesota House passes the Human Services budget. No, that's a budget.
Restores exemption allowing religious groups to discriminate based on gender identity. No.
It had to do with that. That was the original bill, passed like last year.
That's health
What?
budget.
Minnesota law gender? No, Minnesota speech law. And you could have just typed in misgender, which would have been better.
I see gender affirming care.
Yeah, that's not it. It was a misgendering job. Maybe it wasn't
I think
Minnesota.
You might have had a dream about this, dude.
No, I actually read it on here.
Fantasized about it at one point. What, did you read it on Instagram? Is that what it was?
Here, I'll maybe.
It was. Yeah.
Actually,
okay.
I think it was on Reddit.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Let's see. Law passed. U.S. law.
No, but I'm saying I want to see how Kevin puts that screen on screen.
Yeah, I know.
Because I
I
can't
was
figure out
joking
how to
around.
fucking do that shit.
He just clicks over onto. Wow, he doesn't have the.
But yeah,
he doesn't have it.
I mean, for picture.
Kevin, you
in
didn't
picture.
set it up.
What are you talking about?
You didn't set up our sources.
Yeah.
Oh, you do have the
mean-
scenes.
you
Oh,
mean like
okay,
this?
never mind. Nope, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. My
but
bad.
you can't do anything while we're in the picture as well, though. I want to figure that out.
Yeah, well, we need to figure out
Oh,
picture
here we go.
in picture.
Michigan pronouns.
Michigan.
law.
God damn
Okay.
it! I said Minnesota. Fuck.
Well, no
They're
wonder
both
we couldn't
M's.
find it, you fucking moron.
Well, and I like Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Well, my grandfather was from there, and
Yeah, because they play hockey there.
Well,
right?
here's the fucked
There
up
we
thing,
go.
right? So, I've been my grandfather's grandson for like 21 years at this point. I played hockey when I was 5.
Okay.
He waits till I'm 22 and goes, "Hey, you know, when I was a kid, me and my cousin, we used to flood the fields and play ice hockey." I'm like, "Why the fuck wouldn't you say that when I was playing hockey all the time?"
Oh, your place now?
No, when I was a kid.
Oh.
I'm like, "Why wouldn't you say that when I was like 5 and just be like, hey, I used to play hockey? You're my grandfather. Why the fuck wouldn't you say that?"
Oh,
I mean,
to have something in common?
yeah, I come to find out later, though. I mean, he's technically not my
Yeah, I was
direct
gonna say,
grandfather.
you're not your
So that could have been why he never said anything.
He
and I
didn't
grew,
need to bond with you.
I grew on him maybe later on, and he's like, all right, fuck it. He's cool.
I guess this kid ain't going anywhere, so
Yeah.
might as well
He's
start
like,
something.
Might as well say something. Maybe we could talk once. But he had the craziest eyebrows. Like, he had just, the normal eyebrows, and then right here, they just went, like, fucking straight up like
Well,
that.
the
Like,
guy
he had
from,
horns.
The old Dune movie, that guy.
I guess.
was captured by
There's been a
the-
few
yeah.
movies where there's been a dude with crazy eyebrows that did the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a choice in the movie. That's not he just walked in and like, yeah, no, keep it.
You've got the part,
No,
sir.
it's he walked in, all right, he's got bushy eyebrows. Let's make him better.
like Eugene Levy or something.
All right,
like
so what
that.
did it say?
So this is what a constitutional lawyer. Oh, you fucker, go away. a constitutional law professor at the University of Buffalo told Newsweek, the bill reaches the use of force or intimidation based on any of a number of characteristics. The gender expression is one of them. But I would take this to mean that this language simply brings within the statute acts of violence or intimidation undertaken because the perpetrator perceives the victim
I don't know what he's doing.
as a member
He just went
of
into
a
like,
group
I'm Randy
he
Savage.
or she hates, including hatred of transgender individuals. James Gardner, a constitutional law professor at the
Dude, I missed
University
all of it
Buffalo,
because I have
told
no idea what you
Newsweek.
just did.
Yeah, that's what I
You
mean.
went into fucking crazy mode.
I don't know who the fuck.
Okay,
you
so
channeled
the
right
bill.
there. Let's read it again in a normal fucking way so our listeners and us can understand what the fuck was said.
So what did that say? What was the basis of that? You know, if you could paraphrase it.
So
He
it's,
can't paraphrase
no, I
it.
can't.
I can't read it from here, otherwise I would. But I can't see that shit.
So basically, you can't use. It says basically you can't use the language in for force or
Which is
intimidation.
nonsense. So this is, if you look at the book and movie 1984, this is things that they did in that.
This is how it
They
began.
they
yes.
changed what history was.
Mm-hmm.
So if you said something about what is it, Bruce Jenner, when he was a fucking Olympic athlete, you can't say that anymore because that was Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner was
That's right.
the best male athlete at one point,
Yes, she was.
and that makes no sense. So you're now trying to get rid of history, and if you can get rid of enough history, you can start shaping a completely different future
And
for
that's-
everybody.
Well,
Someone
that's
raised
the
the
saying.
question,
He
like-
who controls history or controls the past controls the present and the future.
And
something like that.
ties into
Yeah,
the
you got it wrong, but
I know I got it wrong, but it was in that area.
It was close.
Yeah.
the person supposedly behind the whole college.
And I think it was just he who controlled the past.
that
controls
rich
the
controls the
motherfucker that
future,
basically
okay.
bought all their tents and everything, but no one admits that this is an organized thing.
Well, yeah, it's 100% organized.
But it's that one
It's
guy that-
fucking to destabilize a lot of shit in America.
Yeah.
And just before an election.
Of course.
Yeah.
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 Can't wait.
But the guy's name, I can't remember. He's always behind a lot of the riots. BLM. He's a financier for all of it.
Oh, are you talking about George Soros?
Soros,
Yeah,
yeah. And then someone raised the questions like, what's his end game? Like, what's the point of him doing all this? Why spend all this money
It's to
towards
get
this?
certain laws changed in the way that
Yeah.
you want them.
To benefit himself or to benefit who?
Well,
It's usually to benefit other people like him. See, this
Yeah.
is one of the funny
people
things.
have the same.
I don't know if you've ever
thing,
watched.
same interests.
Have you guys watched any of Charlie Kirk stuff?
No, I'm not familiar.
I've seen.
Okay,
I've
so
seen a
Charlie
bit.
Kirk
I've
had-
seen his debates.
Had one debate with the kid, and this kid was like anti-capitalist and all this shit, and he's like, well, that's kind of odd. Like, but if you look at it, the most of the billionaires and stuff in America are very left-leaning, and they're the ones pushing you towards this anti-capitalism movement.
Yeah.
Which is kind of odd.
Because it makes them more money.
It makes it because when you go communism or you go socialism, the only people that ever benefit in it are not the people at the bottom. They're always the people that were in power before.
Yeah.
What'd you say his name
Exactly.
was? Something Kirk?
Huh?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
He's the
so-
head. He's one of the guys of Turning Point.
yeah,
USA.
Turning Point USA,
Yeah.
and he's like a
Oh, no, I've seen this
College
guy's- Yeah,
dropout.
I've seen a whole bunch of his stuff.
Yeah, he's
the
a-
face looks familiar. I didn't know
Yeah.
the name.
Yeah.
he's like a college dropout or maybe never even went to
Yeah,
college.
he's an advocate for no college.
Yes.
Like, you guys
well,
are idiots.
no, he's not an
Well,
advocate for no college. He's an advocate for saying that college is a scam now because of the amount of money that you have to pay
Yeah.
in order to get a bullshit education.
Yeah.
When you go into liberal arts and you're now $200,000 in debt, and now you can't find a job because nobody cares about that fucking position.
Yeah.
Now, if you go in and get an engineering job, that makes
Well,
sense.
that's why
You can
that
make money.
Trade
makes sense,
schools
yes.
are trade schools. Are
And
Well, that's the other
he
thing.
is an
Way to go.
advocate for trade
Why?
schools.
Why did they get rid of him? They've gotten rid of him in Vancouver, this city.
I didn't know they did.
Well, at least I think directly linked to the schools. They used to be directly linked to the schools. There were people that would go to fucking a
Well,
trade
there's
school.
job corps still. You still got that.
Yeah, but that's outside stuff. The schools used to actually push people in that direction when they were like, "Oh, you're really good with cars. Go do this. You can become a mechanic."
I didn't know they discontinued something.
From
like
what
that.
I heard,
I don't think there's
a
many
few
if
years
there are
ago,
any.
or maybe it was 10 years ago or something like that, where they kind of cut the ties with that.
I know that a lot of the computer-based trade schools were fucking scams as well. Like
Well, yeah, those still
ITT
are.
college
Tech?
and all ITT
Yeah.
Tech. Yeah, all of that stuff.
Okay,
dude.
I got a couple of
I
friends
almost
that
went
got
into it.
Really,
Yeah, I almost went
I
to
got a couple
Heal.
of friends that got
I had
degrees.
signed up and everything, but I backed
So
out.
I got a couple friends that got degrees at ITT Tech. They're totally
They're
useless.
worthless.
So here's
Yeah,
the
and they're like $100,000 in debt.
here's the
now.
problem though with a lot of like computer technology trade schools. If you're not going to one that is up on current shit, you're going to be behind no matter what.
Well, that's just it. You can't be in a current one because they're
you
always
can. There are people there are schools that are within the cutting edge of that shit.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that you want to be in. But the problem is they're expensive.
Well, any trade school,
They're
with
way more
computers is
expensive, though.
I mean,
You know what I mean? Like you're going to like MIT or some shit like that.
yeah.
Did you guys see that thing I
I heard
sent you guys?
MIT is going tits up as well, isn't it?
Did you see that thing that I sent you guys from MIT?
No. Well, I'm sure you sent
No.
it, but I didn't
Dude,
open it.
so they just created a camera that does one
Oh yeah, you were talking about it. Yeah.
what is it? 1 billion frames a second. A second, right? So we've all seen the videos of
What does
like
that even look like?
well,
Like-
so we've all seen the videos of
A
like
nightmare?
a bullet going through like an apple and exploding in slow motion.
Sure.
That video from the point of it hitting the apple to going through the other side would take 1.5 years to watch.
Whoa!
1.5 years, right? So 1.5 years to watch
Who's
that video.
Who's got that kind of time?
I do. Kevin, actually,
MIT?
technically. Life, guys.
MIT.
My life is just watching an apple explode.
Well, you were saying that
But,
eventually, with that technology, you could actually see light.
No, they actually are. So they actually demonstrated how they can see light. They turned on a light, and then this object that was only about 1.5 feet away, you can actually see the light move, hit the
That's
object.
fucking
You can see the light hit the object. No shadow yet because the light hasn't reached the wall, which is odd to see. And then hits the wall, and you can see it bounce back and start fucking going through
That's
shit.
so crazy.
So here's the other cool
That's pretty
thing.
neat.
They took a bottle of water and then fucking shot light through that, and you can actually see the photons move through the water.
Really
Neat.
It's fucking cool.
That's
I didn't
fucking
realize you. I mean, I've seen like 20,000 frames a second and shit like that, 40,000 frames a second, but 1 billion
But
is
a
insane.
billion
At high
is
definition.
crazy.
At high definition,
Yeah.
super high def, and they just made this at MIT. It's
Could you
really
imagine
fucking
the
cool. See
processing
if you can
power
find
for something like that,
We
though?
maybe
That's
it's
insane.
probably nuts. It probably took 15 years of development
Yeah,
to get
I
this
wonder
thing
what
to work
kind of
right.
power source is something that's that. I mean, what kind of computer can handle that amount of information?
Is this the
Nope.
no?
Look at
Wait.
High
Wait, here.
speed-
Oh, here it is.
Yes.
MIT camera can.
I know
capture the
you got to
speed of
learn how to
light.
type into stuff. This if this has video, we've got to watch it.
Look at
It's
this geek's
fucking
face.
wild.
Look what I've done. I've got.
Is this gonna be it?
That's a commercial.
Yep, that's a commercial. It's good that Kevin already switched over to this page. Yeah, at least don't hit mute yet. That would
Well,
be
I'm
so shitty.
muting this.
Like
No,
a
I know that.
rock.
That's why I said don't hit it yet.
Oh, like a
No,
rock.
no, we don't need to. We're not even sponsored by
Like a
Chevy.
rock.
Is that Chevy? No, that's
Oh,
Ford.
That's kind of cool.
That's Ford.
Oh, like a
I-
rock.
You're doing the Chevy thing on a Ford commercial.
I don't care.
Oh, was that Chevy? I thought it was Ford that did that.
No, Ford built Ford Tough, dummy.
Oh yeah.
They just said it on the fucking thing.
It's
You
been.
ever
I
towed
don't
a truck
Hey,
20 miles
this
per hour?
isn't it.
Yeah, this kid's.
Nope.
What the fuck are you watching?
Well,
I
it's
told
on
you it's a
this-
Yeah,
fucking
go to the-
ad.
Here.
That's an ad.
100%.
Let's
Kevin,
see.
maybe look up videos.
That-
Here we go.
that be it?
Super fast camera. Oh, that sees around corners.
Kevin, go out of here and look up videos.
Calm down.
Don't wrap foil on your doorknobs, everybody, because that picture said not to.
Holy fuck.
All right, here we go.
I like it when we want to watch a video. Kevin's
go-
like, well,
let's
let's
go.
find on all the non-videos first.
Edward Furlong's hit rock bottom. That's sad.
Yeah, that was 10 fucking years ago. Dude, Edward Furlong, like right after Terminator 2 hit rock bottom.
Yeah, it's called drugs.
Yeah. That one right
bottle
there.
on that
Here it
right there
is.
looks pretty cool.
We have built a
What
virtual
about-
slow motion camera
All right, you're going to
where
have
we
to bring
can
that
see
up a little bit.
photons or light particles moving through space. Now you have seen Dr. Jordan's pictures of a bullet through an apple. But photons travel about 1 million times faster than bullets. So our camera can see these photons or bullets of
Seeing
light
the photons is
traveling
so
through
crazy.
space.
We use a very regular pulsed light source and a camera that is not one camera, but an array of 500 sensors,
Why? Because
each
he
triggered
looks like
at
he's
a
gonna be
trillionth
like,
of a
"Ooh,
second
trains!
delay.
Trains!
So even though each of our sensors is slow, we can still capture a fast movie. I'm standing next to our laboratory
That's pretty fucking
setup
wild,
here.
right?
This is our camera. Objective is in the front here. The
body of the camera is much larger than what you would expect from a regular camera like the one over here. Our light source is a titanium sapphire laser that's over here, and it emits a beam of very, very short pulses, and that those pulses are then directed to the scene with these mirrors. Now, our camera only sees one dimension, so it makes a fast movie, but it makes a fast movie of one line of the scene only. And in order to fix that, we have these two mirrors here. We look at the scene via these two mirrors, and when we rotate this upper mirror here, we actually see different lines of the scene. So what's happening is the camera keeps taking images, and we very slowly rotate this mirror to scan our field of view across the entire scene. And because all of our pulses look the same, we can in the end go and combine all these images that we took to get one complete movie of the scene.
Get the fuck out.
Such a camera may be useful in medical imaging, in industrial or scientific use, and the future even for consumer photography. In medical imaging, now we can do ultrasound with light, because we can analyze how light will scatter volumetrically inside the body.
Like, we're too stupid to go, wow, what
in
would you use
industrial
that for?
imaging,
They're like,
one
oh
can
no,
use
we'll use it for medical
the
shit.
scattered
We
light
can find cancer
to analyze
for
defects
medical imaging,
in
that's
materials.
insane what they can
But look at this shit.
And
Look
in
at
consumer
the fucking photon-
photography,
and then the photons
we are
hitting
always
the wall
fascinated
at
with
the same time.
creating lighting effects that appear to come from very sophisticated light sources.
What does it move
But
at?
because we can watch photons seemingly moving
forget
through the
this.
space, we can
186,000
analyze
miles
the
an hour,
transport,
like
the movement of these
286,000
photons, and create new
feet
photographs as if we had
it's
created
fucking ridiculous.
those expensive light sources in a studio.
But yeah,
Pretty
the
mind-blowing
other
shit.
video that I was watching though explained that Apple being hit was a year and a half to watch it with their camera. Like if they took that same video with their camera, it would take you 1.5 years to watch the whole video.
Oh man.
Which is fucking nuts. I'm like, okay, first off, what computer's gonna hold a year and a half
That's
of video?
what I mean. That's insane, dude. That's gotta be a storage.
And rendering time's got to be a fucking nightmare. Kevin, do you think you could do that for us? Render one of
As a
those?
matter of
Oh God,
fact,
it would take us fucking years, right? I mean,
Why is everything backwards on there?
I think you can do it, dude.
because that's just the way.
We didn't
So
flip-
it records us in
Records.
the opposite?
No.
you can flip it. Just flip
That's
image.
just, I think, how we see
Oh
it.
yeah, it's weird. I guess I never noticed it before because
Yeah.
we didn't have words on the
Yeah.
screen.
Well, yeah, I'm on the right side. So
Yeah,
Yep.
and you were all the other times, but that's weird. I just didn't notice it because I didn't have the words
That's the
back
way.
there.
That's just the way it shows through there.
I hope it shows it backwards, and then we just look fucking
It
stupid.
will. It's not like we're looking at the backside of a mirror. That's how it's recording. That's how people will see it.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
Are you going to flip the image? And
No, it flips.
It's it does it on its own.
I don't think it does now.
It doesn't.
No.
Well,
This
we'll
is
see.
exactly how it will show up on YouTube. It's not
So
gonna
you've
flip.
been on the
We'll see.
opposite side this whole time.
Why is it? Why
Flip
would
it.
How would you even do that?
I don't know how to flip it.
Fuck if I know.
Let me see if I can do it with this.
Did you do that earlier?
No.
I don't even know how that
Does it-
fucking does
tell me
it.
if it says anything about changing flip image or anything.
I mean, setup might be. Go up to the top.
I can't see it, dude. Here.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I can't see it.
Okay, you guys start talking about
I
shit.
can't read that thing at all, dude.
Woo! So,
But I think you can either do it through OBS or through this. But yeah, flip vertical or flip horizontal.
completely off the topic of the shit that we were talking about, the Helldivers 2 shit that was going down.
Wild,
About
right?
The PlayStation sign-up thing.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have a PSN network on order to play.
People
PC.
were fucking pissed, man.
The developers themselves were saying, "Well, then get rid of it, return it, return." The developers were saying this. They were saying, "Ask for refunds. This is ridiculous."
Really?
Yeah, because
Whoa.
they sold their rights to PlayStation, and PlayStation's
Yeah.
like, "Well, then we want
I
it
have
all."
no idea
Yeah.
how to fucking
Well,
do
and I was reading the reason why PlayStation or Sony wants to do that is so they can bump up their membership numbers.
Right.
You know,
Even though it's like one of the more unsafe. It's
Yeah.
been hacked constantly.
dude, they get hacked like every fucking year almost. It
And then
seems
so
like.
what finally Sony backed down. Right?
Oh, they did. Oh,
they
I didn't
backed
hear
down.
about that.
They
Okay.
backed down and said, "All right, we're not going to do that." And so, what's really cool, what the developers have done,
Mm-hmm.
they created a cape for it.
Did they?
Yeah. So there's a bar graph that shows up through the whole time of this about all how the popularity dropped and dropped and dropped.
Oh,
where it was
yeah.
like really long.
Because everybody was like review bombing Steam
Yeah,
and shit.
so they're kicking around the idea of what their cape's going to look like, and they're going to put that. Apparently, they're going to put that whole bar graph on the back of a cape and make it look, because to show that the people have spoken.
Right.
So here's
that's fucking awesome, dude.
Here's a dumb thing that's related to that. I guess in Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima has a new fucking like DLC or something coming out that in order to play the multiplayer version of it, you have to have a PSN. But for everything else, you don't.
See, that's kind of what they were doing with this.
That's
and,
I just said it was fucking related.
Well, and and I don't understand why the people didn't get pissed off about the Ghost of Tsushima one.
It just happened. They just started this. It's not even out yet.
Right.
The new DLC or whatever the fuck
I
they
got
have.
you. I got you.
So there's countries that essentially can't play the
Yeah,
game.
there's a bunch of them too.
Yeah.
Like that can't
Again,
get
I don't care what
PSN.
countries can't play the game.
Yeah.
I saw there's a large number though.
Right.
But like,
well, I noticed that playing the game, what used to have 200,000 people playing, at one point I only saw 7,000.
damn, man.
Because everyone was either boycotting or returning, and PlayStation or Sony was like, okay.
Yeah.
We'll
back off.
We'll back that off. And again, I love that the developers are like, no, this is bullshit.
Good for
you
them.
guys. We'll back you up. Ask for a refund. We agree. This is stupid. It
Yeah.
should be available for everybody. And then you got the whole Microsoft group. Xbox players are like, we'll take over. I mean,
Right.
Send it our
Yeah,
way.
they've been wanting Helldivers 2 for ever since it
But
came
there's
out.
no way Sony's going to say, yeah, you guys can play it too. They're
No.
not going to make it lab.
No.
Dude,
Sony wants that money, but they
Yeah.
want people to buy their
It's
consoles.
a fantastic game. And that, again, the simplicity of it, but the actual beauty of it as well. That's what I
totally
love
agree.
about the game so much is that, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing over and over again, but the scenarios are always different.
Yeah.
Like when you've pulled some badass
There we
shit,
go.
and you're surrounded by a whole bunch, you're like, man, this is insane. I'm not going to live through this. And you live through it, and you're like, holy fuck.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
the videos of people, like, I saw someone blow up a charger, right, with a rocket launcher.
So we've had a video of going backwards for
The
half
charger
of this fucking show.
flew off and hit a fucking bile titan and killed it.
Holy
I don't know what a
It
bile
was
titan is.
badass. It's like
Bile
the
Titans are gigantic.
It's the Uber
So
alien,
I
the
still-
final level one.
I have to.
We shouldn't talk about it because Shane's not up to speed with
I
it.
am.
I'm sorry.
I implore you to get
I'm not playing it.
Lords of the Fallen.
I know.
It's fucking excellent.
But okay, another thing that makes Helldivers 2 really unique is the fact that they got the game master, Joel.
Shane
who
is just
is-
so worked up right now. I can't get involved in this conversation. This is bullshit.
You're gay.
Constantly changing the game and
They're
what's
both
happening,
gay.
On the fly.
Yeah,
And
the
I-
actual the
keeping it
scenarios
interesting.
and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like now they've got a planet that's been infested by these terminids, and they're mutating humans.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we've got to stop that before they mutate.
And
I'm
we
sure,
get new enemies
Yeah.
coming up. Yeah.
I'm sure that's what's going to happen.
And then there's talk of the
Dude.
new race that might be getting
I
involved.
really need to
and
get-
all that. It's such a cool.
I
idea.
really need to get a walk-off music on this for you guys. If you guys start talking about something I don't understand,
If it's not related to Shane in any way, we
yeah,
shouldn't
I
talk about
I
it.
just
at all.
like, get the
Go
fuck off the
outside,
stage.
nerd.
Slowly make it louder
Get
and
out.
louder and
Go.
louder.
I ain't got time to be distracted by your worthless
No,
chime-ins.
that
Go
one doesn't
on.
work at all for it. No, it'd be better to have like the playoff music or walk-off music that they have for
Dave Chappelle.
No, for like the Oscars and shit like
Well,
that.
yeah, Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle did something.
Yeah, he
did
does. Actually, one of my favorite skits that Chappelle did was the camera skit, where the camera that showed you how you actually are versus how you think you are, or it could
Oh,
show
I
it could
remember
show you
that
both.
one.
It could show you how you think you are versus how you are.
Yeah, I remember that. one.
It's fucking hilarious. Where he goes into the club and he's like, "How you think you are?" And he's like, fucking hits on this chick, gets her immediately. How you really are, and he gets beat up immediately the second he walks in. It's fucking great.
Or
That-
when,
that's
when
the-
keeping it real goes bad.
Yes, that was a good one. Or the real world that they did.
Oh shit!
Where
I
the-
remember
Stabs
that one
his
too.
dad.
Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy just fucks the dude's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Correction.
And he's all
I
over
did
there
sleep
crying.
with your girlfriend.
well, he's in the room and crying.
Masturbating.
Yeah, but he was crying while masturbating. So fucking funny.
That was a good bit. That one was hilarious. It's like, because his complaint was, what I hate about the real world is you got 5 white people and 1 black person. Of course they're going to make the black person crazy.
Yeah.
It would drive anybody crazy. So let's switch the roles here and see what happens.
Yeah.
Dude, that I'm trying to think is that the most memorable bit off of that show?
No, it's Charlie Murphy's. Charlie Murphy's stories are the most memorable ones. The fucking
That's the
oh
funny
yeah,
thing.
like the one with Prince and shit.
That's the
yeah.
funny
Prince one
thing.
is a good one, and the fucking the guy
Rick James.
Rick
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
I'm Rick
But-
James,
but
bitch.
the
You
funny-
can't-
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that stuff.
Or Tyrone Wiggums.
The funny
Oh
thing.
yeah, the crackhead.
The funny thing about those is Charlie Murphy would just tell these stories behind the scenes.
Yeah,
And people
yeah.
would be fucking cracking up,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Dude, we've got to do something with your stories on the show."
Oh, I'll bet.
And they just told him, "Hey, just tell the story into
Yeah.
this camera, and we'll make fucking the skit behind it." And he's
dude,
like, "All right."
He was
fucking perfect.
You know, because like back in the '80s when his brother got so huge,
Yeah,
he was always tagging along
Yeah.
with him at all these
Well,
parties
yeah.
and everything else, man. So it's like he got to see
Well,
all
yeah,
kinds of crazy
Charlie
shit.
Murphy didn't get into stand up until like, fuck, dude, it had to be like 2004, 2005.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
You know, but the problem was he didn't go and do the rounds and get fucking popular first. He was already popular and already selling out places with no material.
Yeah.
You know, so
All he had to do was tell stories, man.
well,
that's
but the thing
funny
is though, that
enough.
only works for so long until everybody's already heard all the stories.
Yeah, that's
Kind
true.
of like Bert Kreischer. He's got one joke.
Why do you say Kreischer?
Kreischer.
It's Kreischer.
All right.
the
But yeah.
machine.
Yeah, the machine. That's
Which
him.
If you're
is
gonna call him something
legitimately-
different, call him Burnt Chrysler.
Bert Kreischer.
Burnt.
But,
Yeah.
but
Burnt
that
Chrysler.
that whole thing was legitimately funny, but now it's been seen so many times by
What, the machine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And, you
the
know,
movie.
the movie was a
like,
disappointment.
we're gonna talk about that again. That was just
Yeah.
I
Yep. He went
fucking
limp.
hated it.
Yeah. Wanted to love it. Went limp.
Yeah, I wanted to like it so
Did you?
much.
Speaking of which, now Bert Kreischer.
I want to punch you.
That recent roast they did of the football player.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's roast.
It's on Netflix. I need to watch
Yeah.
it.
I've been seeing blips of that showing up here and there on TikTok.
Some of them are
too.
fucking brutal.
That chick is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
dude.
Nikki Glaser?
Nikki Glaser.
Oh,
yeah.
she's fucking.
From
She
what
is
I-
a roast master.
From what I hear, she was the one that did the best out of all of them. The funny thing is, the first time I ever saw Nikki Glaser was on.
First time I saw her was Joe Rogan.
So the first time I saw her was long before that. It was
Wow.
a fucking documentary that they were doing. Oh, it was. I think it was the Aristocrats.
Oh yeah, she probably
And
was.
she
on
wasn't
there.
even
yeah.
like she was just like some no, it wasn't that. It was before that. It was the same documentary that fucking Carlos Mencia admitted to fucking stealing in.
Well, that was Joe Rogan.
No, it wasn't.
Well, no, Joe Rogan's who he called him out.
Yeah, and Mencia never once fucking admitted to it there.
Yeah, yeah.
No, so there was a documentary I think that HBO did, and they actually interviewed Mencia in it. And Mencia's like, "You think I stole those jokes? Goddamn right I did. If you have something funny to say, you better fucking run because I'm just gonna take it and put Mexican at the end." And he's like, "It's just a remix. It's like I'm sampling here, sampling there." And then later on he goes, yeah, I was being sarcastic."
Yeah.
It's like, then don't say it in a documentary like
No
that.
shit.
Because it didn't sound sarcastic to anybody.
Dude, he got recently. I think it was like last year or something. He got interviewed by
Bobby Lee?
Pat. No, it was
Oh.
Patrick Bet David, you know.
Okay.
For Value
Oh yeah, yeah,
Entertainment.
yeah.
And dude, he's still in total denial
Yeah,
that he
no,
stole
he-
jokes,
and
even
it's
after
like,
all
dude,
this time.
You can tell that he stole jokes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the end of one of his fucking comedy specials, he tells a fucking Bill Cosby joke.
The old Bill Cosby joke, yes.
There's
yes,
a Bill
exactly.
Cosby joke from like 1981, 82.
Yeah.
Where
One of
Bill
his-
Cosby.
one of his recorded
and it was
shows.
in a special, right? Bill Cosby tells this joke. He's like, you got this dad that's going out playing catch with his son. Son gets into high school, becomes like the top fucking quarterback for the team. Gets into college, becomes a top quarterback in college. Goes wins the Heisman, then goes into the NFL. Goes all the way to the Super Bowl and ends up winning the Super Bowl. Dad's over there super proud. And what does he say the second the fucking mic gets to him? Thanks, Mom. Love you. And so Mencia does the same. Mine, obviously placating or not not verbatim, but Mencia basically does the exact same thing except it's college football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the joke is almost step by step.
And there's so many other ones that if you look at and you go, yeah, that lines up too much. I can understand it if you have a joke that's similar to another joke that somebody did. They're just similar, fine. But when you have 15 where we can point them all out,
And you're profiting off of it.
you're profiting off of it. That's one of the things that drives me nuts.
Yeah.
You're profiting off of it, and the other person's special was 4 years before yours, and you're like, no, I was saying it way before that. Really?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing too. Is like, I mean, especially when there's proof to back it up.
Well, Robin,
and not just hearsay.
Robin Williams was another one that did that shit.
He stole jokes.
Yeah, but the thing that was a little better, at least from Robin Williams, he'd be like, "Sorry, man, that's gonna be my joke now," and you'd pay them.
Oh, okay,
you would at least pay somebody something for it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And apologize.
Yeah, I mean it's still shitty.
Yeah.
Not a good thing at all.
At least the guy's getting something out of it.
But he was this is what sucks about it is Robin Williams was actually talented. That's what drives me nuts.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, someone had pointed out, but he's very manic.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
But that was part of his talent.
Well,
that was part of his draw.
Yeah, dude, his stand-up was great, man.
But it was stolen. That's the problem.
Yeah. Maybe, but
he was great in movies.
Was all of it stolen?
No, not all of it.
Specific
some
jokes.
So I think that when the rumors of him stealing really started was like right around the Mork and Mindy days, because he would literally go and do the show and then go straight to the comedy clubs, and didn't have any other time to do anything else, right? So if you're not having the time to actually sit down and write, pretty easy to just sit in the back and go, "Oh, that's mine."
Yeah.
And the thing is, he might not have even known that he was stealing them at the time. You know what I mean? Like, because you can hear something and not realize that later on that you heard that it's not your thought.
And you come up and like, oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay, and then realize, oh shit, I stole that.
Can you give me an example? Because I can't think of something like that.
You can't think of anything like that? Say that you fucking were in passing hearing something about politics, and you get in a talk with somebody about politics, and then you make that point, and you're like, wow, where did I come up with that?
Well,
yeah,
that happens.
I mean, I have been listening to our shows.
Yeah.
And trying to get...
And you say a lot of weird shit.
Like, I don't even remember saying half of this shit. It's like, how the fuck did I know
That's
that?
what I'm saying. If you can do that... It's pretty easy for you to do it on others. Now, I'm sure that there was some of the stuff that he fucking heard it and he was like, all right, I'll try that out.
Yeah, I'll take that
I'll just change it up a little bit, make it more manic.
Well, also...
Add some cocaine to it.
That was the thing. I guess he did a lot of cocaine back then.
Oh,
well, they all did. They all did.
Him and Gallagher were fucking snorting it up, man.
Look, I liked Gallagher because outside of his shtick, he was actually a good comedian.
He had a George Carlin ability. Carlin.
That's my favorite comedian. Don't fuck that one up.
The way he stands up, his stand-up actual comedy
was good.
It was. I put it similar to George Carlin because it was political.
It was political. The thing that hurt him the most was that he did the gimmick of the watermelons.
Yeah.
And then that became his thing.
Yeah.
Had that not become his thing,
I don't think he would have been as big.
I think he would have been just as big.
You think
so? I do because his comedy was that good. His comedy actually was really good.
I mean, he was very clever.
I mean, he did
smart.
fucking I don't know how many HBO specials.
Right.
You know.
But the same could be said with Screaming Sammy. Guy's fucking hilarious. But what made him funny or made him popular was his screaming.
Yeah,
that was a big part of it.
That's what I'm saying. That was Gallagher as well. They needed to have a shtick.
Some people. I don't think everybody had a shtick. I mean,
Carlin did not.
He did actually at one point. He had the 7 dirty words.
7 dirty words.
That became his thing. And then he added on to it later. He added tits, fart, turd, and twat.
Yeah.
And the reason I know that is because Blink-182 did a song with all of the fucking dirty words in it.
That's nice.
Shit, piss, cunt, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, and twat. And they do that song. And then at the very end, they say, I fucked your mom.
Aw.
It's like literally, I used to know how to play
nice
it. It's like
homage
4
to
chords.
him.
It's super easy to play.
Speaking of music, I have listened to my 90s favorite. I found my 90s favorites.
Okay, what are those?
Head PE and
Never
Static
liked them.
X.
Never liked them either.
Nope, nobody does. I
never liked either of them.
Love and
but I was into punk rock back then.
Yes,
so that's why it was easy to hate
punk
that
rockers,
shit.
And then I don't even know what kind of genre you'd put this under. I mean,
it was more
hard rock.
It was more of like electronica type shit.
Yeah,
I don't even remember Head PE.
But it was like heavy electronica.
Hey Bartender.
Okay.
Oh,
that
shit sucked.
Oh, that was
oh,
them.
Man.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
You are
about to kill this.
My opponent's gay.
My opponent's gay.
Yeah, I loved that song.
They're both gay.
No, not me. I'm not you.
There was Cottonmouth Kings. There was System of a Down.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
System of a Down.
Cotton Eye Joe. I like that song.
I do.
No, that's a good song.
I know.
Cotton Eye Joe.
It's a great song.
I used to play it at hockey games all the time, like NHL games.
But I had completely forgotten about these groups. And
they're forgettable.
I've been revisiting them. I'm fucking loving
bad
them.
idea.
They're
not
fantastic.
good music.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Cottonmouth Kings is damn near impossible to find their music because they were very unpopular. But
yeah,
man.
no, they sucked. What time was that?
They sucked.
Was that was during
late
the time.
90s.
So kind of during
between 18 and 22 was my age.
Kind of during the time of like Bloodhound Gang.
Yes,
Bloodhound Gang was great.
Weezer when they were at their
so
peak as well.
Here's the thing that I liked about Bloodhound Gang. So there's a punk band called Guttermouth that would get
I
kicked
remember
out.
Guttermouth.
Yeah, they would get kicked out of countries. Like, couldn't go back to countries to tour.
Uh-huh.
The Bloodhound Gang was very similar, but in a different style of music, which is another thing that I liked about them. So I was like, oh, I kind of like their music, and they're kind of like Guttermouth, like in their personalities. Like, their lead singer would get them fucking kicked out of everywhere. Everywhere.
Well, yeah, he was an asshole.
Yes, a complete asshole.
Yeah.
And he admitted it, too. He'd be like, no, I like fucking with people.
Yeah.
I like getting in trouble.
Well, that's why he was so good with Bam, too. Like, he showed up on
Yeah.
Bam and Jackass a lot.
Yeah, no, he was a crazy motherfucker. And back then, I was into all the punk rock stuff and hearing all the crazy fucking punk rock shows and
See,
after stuff.
I liked punk rock, but I wasn't a fanatic for it.
See, I was,
love punk
but
rock and
I was,
metal and
so
all that stuff.
I liked metal.
So I had friends that would dress in the punk regalia. Like, oh, I gotta have spikes.
Studs
Yep,
everywhere.
I had studs. I had the studs.
I was the guy that never did that. I
the
dressed
stud belt.
basically the same way that I dress now. And
Yeah,
all my
that's
friends
true.
would be like, "Wait, you're like really into punk?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm into the music. I don't need to live the lifestyle."
No, see, I had the spiky hair and the chin strap and the fucking.
No,
I would guess it was more of like a goth type thing.
the
now
only
that I think about
the only
it.
thing I ever did.
Yeah,
never
the
did-
chin. Yeah, that does.
I
sound
never
a
did
little more
makeup, but
The
no,
only-
I made myself baggy corduroys and all that shit.
The only thing I ever did
Wallet
was
chain.
I dyed my hair. I tried with Manic Panic, I think is what it's called. Is it Manic?
that's
Okay.
Manic
I
Panic.
tried dyeing my hair red, and it came out pink because we didn't use enough. Me and my friend Eric had like a half of one left, and apparently that would have done one person, not two. So we both did it. We came out pink and looked like boyfriends. It was great.
Twinning.
And then the only other time I did anything like that, I dyed my I was growing out dreads, just letting it naturally do it, and
Yuck.
it wasn't that bad.
That's
you can
disgusting.
still wash your hair. That's the thing people don't understand. You just let it tangle. You
And
wash
you,
it.
You bitch and moan
There's
about
a
the
there's
smell
a
of
way to
patchouli.
do
Yeah,
it where
that's
you
the
can
thing.
wash
He
your
thinks
hair,
that
yeah.
you're no. You just let it put dirt and sticks in it. No, that's not what it is.
Go to Coffee Brand Coffee for all your coffee needs. Use the coupon code GPS1 to get 5% off your purchase.
Kevin, what's your favorite coffee?
All of them.
No, I mean, what's your favorite seasonal coffee? Which one
Pumpkin
have you
spice.
bought the most of?
The pumpkin spice.
Fuck you.
All right, goodbye, everybody. So I just let it tangle up, and then I dyed. So
So you
that's
washed
what it was.
but let it tangle up, huh?
Yeah, you can do that. So
There's a
so
way to
actually,
do it,
before I started growing the dreads, what I did is I dyed my hair black, and just because of the tips were black, for some reason, all my hair came out black when it got long. All of it. I have no idea why. It didn't make any sense to me, because shouldn't it just be the small amount that you dyed, not the whole fucking... My hair was blonde at the time. Why would it come out black everywhere? It was fucking weird. So I had like...
Because you didn't know who your father was?
That's true. That is the blackest thing about me. Man, you got me.
That's racist.
Sweet
liberty! Fucking God.
But so yeah, I grew out dreads, and I had the dreads down to about my shoulders, and they didn't dread out all the way.
Yep.
Like they just got kind of tangled, and like a couple were starting to be decent. And I just grew it out because I was in a band and wanted to have a look, and that was the only time I ever really wanted a look.
Well, you remember when I used to have like shoulder length hair?
Yeah,
remember?
we all called you a lady.
Well, I actually was gonna do dreads too, so that's why I kind of know that you can do it without.
Oh, I had fantasized
fucking,
about
you
it,
know.
but I had heard some scary stories, and I had straight hair, and I'm like, nah, I can't do it. So
See, I had
I
curly,
had straight
I
hair.
had
my
fucking
mom
curly
permed it.
hair.
I had permed hair.
I had curly fucking hair. So this is the other
I looked
thing
like
that was weird.
Sideshow Bob for a little bit there. Until I shaved it off. It looked
Before
ridiculous.
Before high school, I had my hair down to my shoulders, right? Straight. It was the straightest fucking hair you could possibly get. Like, that's how it looked. I shaved my head and didn't start growing the dread stuff till I was about 20, 21,
Okay.
right? My hair was curly as fuck by then. I had no idea. And everyone's like, well, oh, man, you have really curly locks and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I had no idea. I didn't know. I shaved my head up until this point.
That's probably why.
No, it's not why. If you look at my mom has curly as fuck hair. Like, just curly. And
Yeah, but you kept it cut back so long.
that's not why. That's your genetics are why it does it. Tim?
Why it changes?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's not
Or why you
changing.
have
It's,
curly hair or
it's
straight
curly.
hair.
My hair became curly as I got into adulthood. It was probably within a recessive gene that was like, yeah, once you get to about this age, boop,
You become a
flip
man.
a switch. Yeah, you flip a switch.
The moment your balls drop, the hair curls.
And
Uncle let you out of that room. It's like, you're a man now.
I should have just grown the curly cues at the fucking Hasids.
There you go.
That would have been great.
Dope, dude.
They'd be like, whoa, you're Jewish? I'd be like, nope, just got style. It's just a style.
Oy vey.
It is a style, dude. It's a flavor is what it is.
It is. It's definitely something. I never understood the curly cues. And actually, I think in
90% of that religion I don't understand.
Well, also another thing that's weird in I think the Hasidic side is that like the women wear fucking wigs.
They have wigs?
I was gonna say, do they curl their?
Well, it's
their
because
pubes?
no, it's because I think on in the Hasidic, like in that far down the religion, is I think that women can't show their natural hair to other people. Something like that.
Huh.
It's something like their hair always has to be covered, and I've noticed that, especially listening to like Howard Stern and like other like Jewish commentators, they would talk about like we're really good at taking rules and finding ways around them, and so they would go in and they would be like there were people that were like, oh no, we can't use electricity, but if I get you to turn on the light, then I can have light
Then
on
it
this
works.
thing.
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm talking about. Like no, we found a technicality. Like God must have put. They're like, well, isn't God wrong if you can do that and that's okay? No. God put it in there so we could do it as a workaround.
Yeah, workaround.
So
yeah, why not?
After they're married, they cannot show their hair in public.
That's,
Really?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Interesting.
And it's the Hasidics only, right?
It's Yiddish, but yeah.
But I think the
Orthodox
Hasidic
women.
Oh, Orthodox.
Do not
That
show
makes
their
more
hair in
sense.
public
Orthodox,
ever.
because orthodoxy is just following it to the T.
Right.
Referred to in Yiddish as a sheitel? Shittel? Sheitel?
Probably shidel.
Yeah.
Shidel, yeah.
Although shittle is weird, which would be kind of unfortunate. It's like, oh man, your word sounds like shit.
Your shittle looks terrible today.
Oh man, don't get that shittle on me.
Oh man.
But
Take
isn't that
your
weird though?
shittle
That
off,
like
woman.
their way
Touch
of getting around not showing their hair is just to wear other hair. It's
but
smart.
right, there's that workaround.
It's
See,
the
that
workaround.
Jews have a ton of workarounds, dude.
Yeah.
Like the elevator that just runs constant up and down
Yes.
on Sundays.
Yes, and it's not Sunday, Saturday.
Saturday on Sabbats.
Yeah.
Shomer Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah, it's this.
Shomer Shabbos. I don't roll on Shomer Shabbos. Yeah, I should get that one. I have that one. Actually.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, okay, so talking about Jews and stuff, isn't it fucking weird how now we have like all this anti-Semitism
Yeah.
from the left
Yep.
of all people?
Yep. But hey, that's why they're
And so
passing
I-
out.
What
they're trying
the
to pass
fuck?
out.
I saw this
Yeah.
thing on TikTok that was pro that, right? And they're saying no, they're doing it just to blow up the Muslims. This isn't about retaliation; it's about wiping them off the map. They started in Gaza.
Wow,
and they're
there's like
working their
over
way-
1 billion Muslims. That's a
Yeah,
lot of people
that's
that are going to have to
the-
kill.
So
lot
that's
of
the
people.
argument here. Is they're saying no, this has nothing to do with Hamas. They say they're chasing
Then why are they
Hamas.
locally doing it only in Palestine where Hamas is?
Yeah, exactly. But they've got
Or
this,
only in
they show
Gaza,
this digital
not Palestine.
representation of where the war is going, and it's basically following this whole line of.
Well, yeah, the only reason they struck back at fucking Iran is because Iran actually struck them first.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
it.
Well,
It's the same thing that
I think-
happened there. They
well,
didn't
I-
attack Iran
yeah.
on their own.
And of
Well,
course, I think
can you call it an
Iran
attack? They're like-
claims I think that they did it, that they attacked like their what was it, embassy or something
Yeah,
like
killed
that.
a political leader.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like they didn't do it unprovoked. They were provoked, and then
Well,
fucking
there's,
fought back.
There's those that say the actual October 6th thing didn't even happen. 7th, yeah, that was all staged. Was not.
Oh
real.
yeah, no, I don't remember seeing guys on lawn chairs flying.
Oh, my fucking God, dude. Some of the videos, the videos were.
Yeah, they're
pretty-
fucked up.
If you find a
Yeah.
good one, they're horrific.
Yeah, no, I watched a video, and then luckily the
But
guy
to
got
say that
fucking
didn't happen, that's
knocked
like
down.
denying the Holocaust. Never happened.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but remember
However, a lot more people definitely.
who
died
was
in
it
the Holocaust.
who was the guy that was the leader of Iran for the
Hitler.
longest time?
It was
Iran.
God.
Is he still the leader? I don't know.
No, I don't think he is.
You know which guy I'm
yeah,
talking
the guy
about?
like when early 2000s.
Was it
and
Mahmoud
stuff.
Abbas?
It was.
Was that his name? No.
Ahmadinejad or
Oh,
something. like that?
Ahmadinejad. Yeah.
Ahmadinejad?
Yeah, it sounds like one of the Egyptian fucking characters in The Mummy.
Ox on the moon.
Yeah,
Ox on the moon.
That's what where it's going.
An
But,
ox on the
no,
moon.
that guy was actually a Holocaust denier, and he was the leader of an entire fucking country.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was like, "Nah, it never happened."
Yeah,
It
that's
was
what I'm
They
saying.
just like to complain. It's like, yeah, they were complaining because they were put in showers that put out poison mist.
Right?
It's kind of a bad thing. You know, they figured
Pretty
out how
bad
to
memory.
take. They figured out how to take the the smell out of Zyklon A
Well, see,
and made Zyklon B.
You look at the big picture, the whole thing was happening with the States. Is one, we're getting invaded from the South, and now we're getting invaded from within.
Yep.
What do you mean?
Colleges.
Oh, yeah.
The indoctrination of these kids.
Been going on.
I was going to
for a
say, that's
while.
been going on since like the 60s.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
just
they've always had that,
we've
but-
reached this fever
No, it's
pitch
just
now.
it's further and further. What it
Yeah.
is, it's like a vice grip that's just slowly squeezing in on it until it bursts, and we're now at the point where it's bursting.
It's very much the same thing that Yuri Bezmenov was talking about.
That's what. That's why I referenced that, is because this guy.
We might have to do a
essentially
review of the Yuri Bezmenov
He just
thing.
predicted all of it, exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
step by step.
Because it's what they've been doing in other countries for years. If you look at South America and the communist countries that were in South America, I don't know how many are left as communist anymore. I know.
Yeah, I don't.
What is it? Was it Colombia? Which one was the one? No, who was it that we were having such problems with?
Nicaragua.
The oil? Venezuela.
Venezuela. Yes.
Venezuela is a communist country, right? But if you look at where they were before Russia kind of infiltrated, that they weren't these communist countries. There were a lot of thriving places. Now, maybe they weren't doing as good as like the first world places, but they were they were moving towards that.
Right.
But they were at a point where you could make a turning point that could turn them in this direction or this direction, and they turned them in this direction. And they ended up doing that. I mean, that's how Che Guevara and all that shit.
Yeah.
A lot of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, good fun stuff.
So you guys know this shit far more than I do. You're historians.
I'm
I
not
don't
a historian.
know any of that shit, dude. I can't retain that. I can't retain what happened last fucking week.
That's also true.
I drank so much of that away.
But that was years ago. You quit drinking.
I've been studying. Okay, I've been
year
researching
ago.
for the martial arts, for the fake martial arts
still
stuff
pretty
that I
good.
want to do.
Yeah.
I've been researching so much about Frank Dukes.
Oh, Yuri
that, like,
Bezmenov?
I have.
Never mind.
Yeah, Yuri Bezmenov. that I have like followed all these ancillary people that he was connected to in his life.
Ooh,
and watching
side quests.
interviews and stuff like that.
I've been
it's
doing
like,
side quests too.
Holy shit, Frank Dukes there's like a whole mythology that like
Yeah, he made
spreads.
other
I mean, it's
fake
insane.
people. There's
It's
other fake
insane.
people
He
with it.
invented Mortal Kombat.
Not just fake people. There's real people who actually he got to go along with his
No,
story.
I know.
And now, over the years, have come out and said, "Oh yeah, it was all bullshit. He coached."
Dude,
me."
he was.
We'll get into that. I'm gonna have videos,
Frank Dukes-
interviews, all kinds of stuff.
Frank
looking
Dukes
forward
is
to
an
that.
absolute fucking nut
Yeah.
that got people to believe him, because that was back in the time when you could be the kid at the schoolyard and be like, "Yeah, my cousin's fucking." I'm trying to think of somebody from that time frame, but I'll Johnny Depp. I know it
Right.
wasn't from
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I was
yeah.
a kid, but we'll just say, "Yeah, no, my cousin's Johnny Depp," and you'd be like, "Well, how do I prove that it's not?" Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you couldn't do it.
Especially back before the internet.
That's what I'm.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
That's why I started with the internet.
yeah.
But back in our day, because I had a neighbor that was like, "Yeah, my cousin's Axl Rose," and I'm like, "I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't know why you think I would care. I like their music, but I'm not gonna fucking hang out with them, so I don't care. I'd be much more impressed if your cousin was Slash. Axl Rose seems like a douchebag.
Yeah,
And
Slash
he's-
is pretty badass.
Yeah, he's a fucking badass.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we could wrap it up
Yeah,
now. This is
yeah.
a pretty good show. Let's wrap it up.
Closing up works.
All right, well, thank you for listening to the show. You can follow us on our social media